coming into this game against LGD, I feel like the onus is much more on 957 than anyone else, because Myron, results aside, still has a lot of pressure that he places in lanes.
So far it's been that he places so much pressure in a lane that it's pretty much a tent that has to be constructed for that guy. But Poppy is going to be the first ban here aimed at WE, which is an interesting one. But of course, just a strong champion in general. I haven't seen too much Poppy play on the side of WE, which is why it interests me just a little bit. But Rise is going to be the answer on the side of WE. So nothing all that, I guess, aimed so far, as Lyssandra's going to hit the bench as well. Yeah, the flex pick that WE's been using a lot at the moment.
Yeah, that's the 957 champion too. So mid laner GA would prefer to be on a Cassidon or a LeBlanc at the moment, looking at those assassins here. So having 957 on something control-based, Lysandra was an effective version of that. Made life a lot easier for World Elite to teamfight effectively.
Most definitely. Lulu is not going to be played either here as WE take that one away. Gangplank probably to follow at some point, as it is going to be LeBlanc. So GA not going to play that champion. Wayless, of course, plays a decent Cassidon as well, so they could look to be picking that one up. Not entirely sure.
I'm getting these weird vibes that it'll be Cassidon, Varus mid lane. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, no,
if they do, quote me on that.
all right. Well, Tom Kench is going to hit the bench. That means Gangplank's up.
Yeah.
They've left Gangplank up for LGD. Well, Graves is up as well. Guys, have a look down your list of priorities.
There's 2 pirates available.
Graves is going to be left, and that's going to be picked up. Condi thinking about doing the MLXG, grabbing that Lee Sin, see whether he can ruin Amy's day. But Alistair Gangplank, it has to be right now, right?
I would think, honestly, there's no reason not to pick Gangplank in a first rotation here for World Elite or LGD, but they prioritized the Graves, which is interesting. Amy, of course, going to pick that one up. I don't know. I don't know why this Gangplank has gone missing, but if no one picks the Pirate, I will just be disappointed.
Yar.
Yo, you had to. You absolutely had to.
Sorry. It was too easy.
Headset.
Too easy. 957, come on, man. You just type in gang. Well, Corky. Going to be a what is happening in this draft? Did we just... Well, actually, no, they wouldn't type in gang, would they? Because he's got a different name on the Chinese client. I take it back. It might be really difficult to spell in Chinese. I don't know
if that's a problem for them, as they do speak Chinese. So
I just don't look. There's a lot of English words that I don't know how to spell. Okay, Rusty. So I just don't know how Gangplank translates.
Do you know
Never
how to
mind.
spell Gangplank?
No. Yes, I do. Okay, LGD. Can they find it this time around? Third rotation. Could be an opportunity.
Oh, this is great.
The Zillion Braum. I may just go home.
Direct counter to Gangplank, right, Zillion? No, it's not at all. Please, I don't want to focus the entire drafting phase on picking Gangplank. It's just that why would you not pick Gangplank when it is honestly broken? It's
ridiculous.
Why else would it be banned or picked this much without it being broken? What is this? Turning into an Italian father.
You are, most definitely. No soup for us. WE, what are they going to pick up? Is it going to be the Gangplank?
That was Yamato, actually, wasn't it? Italian father. These guys.
Well, Fiora, another champion that has snuck through the draft. Quinn's there as well is another option of something that's pretty strong at the moment. Trundle is another champion that's relatively good. They wouldn't be picking that one up, I'd assume, though. Ezreal, Mystic.
Still a great potential draft here for World Elite. Having the Corki Ezreal combo can flex them between mid AD carry as you'd please. You would assume Corki mid and Ezreal is the AD, and Ezreal Alistar is always going to be safe, always going to be great. They've got a really good top laner as well to deal with Myron, regardless of what it is. So options well and truly there. Fiora is actually quite a good pick into Gangplank.
Yeah, okay. And look, also gigantic engage potential coming out of the Alistar Rek'Sai. Love that double knock-up combination. As LGD to round out their comp now. Imp thinking about an Ezreal maybe for Wayless there in the mid lane. Could be a Lucian mid. Shades of Xiaohu.
If they go for the Ezreal, they shouldn't go for Gangplank anyway. They need a tank. They need something like the Na that can get in there and be mega-sized.
And if there's anyone that can play Na, it is most definitely Marin, probably the best in the world at that champion.
Why not?
Gimgoon, hopefully he's watching. This is how you play Na.
Yeah, I mean, take away the Kassadin potentially from GA, who has opted towards that secondary to the LeBlanc that is banned. So smart decisions here from LGD.
I like it. And this is Wayless not, defaulting back to comfort. This is playing towards the draft here as well. And Wayless, we know that he can play a fantastic Kassadin, but isn't necessarily in his default pickup as far as blind picks are concerned. Now WE to make their choice. And Corki can now go anywhere. They did move towards the Rek'Sai instead of picking up that Ezreal, so
Corki
they
would
can
be
grab
so
it now if
good
they want.
into Kassadin. I mean, there's magic damage. Granted, the shield would be useful, but you just time your poke. Like, you've got auto attacks anyway that do true damage. Like, Corki's just wonderful.
Well, I'm not even going to ask that question. Is Mystic going to create that Alistair Ezreal lane that can be difficult to deal with, but probably not for a Lucian Braum, which is probably one of my favorite synergistic lanes in the game, because you can pop that passive so easily.
Is synergistic a word?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, good. Just
Sounds
check.
good, right?
That sounds great.
Yeah,
It
see?
could be a word.
Well, it is. But still, it's a good word. Come on, just lock it in, WE. We don't want to talk about cool-sounding words for much longer, because it is going to be taken away. So Gangplank makes it all the way through a draft,
Yeah, look, it's perplexing.
to say the least.
There's so many reasons to pick Gangplank,
Yeah.
but nobody wants to. If it's worth anything, we've seen Gangplank 3 times so far in the LPL, and it's lost twice. So
That's a good point. That's a good point.
33% win rate, not that great of a stat.
I'm just looking at, I think it was Lung's game, the first victory of the Gangplank. He made it look like there's absolutely nothing you can do.
Because if you're good at Gangplank, there's not.
Yeah.
The question also will always arise of, do these guys actually play Gangplank, or has it just been banned so often that they've never actually had a chance to practice it?
Yeah, never bothered to, I guess. But these are going to be your lineups, and Marin going to be taking his world-famous Nara into the top lane against 957's Fiora. Of course, Fiora, a fearsome opponent generally in that top lane, but we'll see how Marin goes on this Nah. Jungle is going to be the classic Graves versus Rek'Sai. See whether Condi can get around the map, be that 5-0 Graves that he loves to be for WE. And Shia and Mystic, the Ezreal Corki combination for WE. We'll see how that one goes. Coaches shake hands. LGD versus WE. Just about to come up. And look, this is a much better draft phase from LGD. All Gangplanks aside, I actually like what they've done and the ideas that they've had, the reasoning behind this particular comp. But ladies and gentlemen, let's waste no more time. Let's get on to the Rift. Okay, CPU mode has been activated. LGD and WE probably both opting into a pause here saying, hang on a second, we forgot about Gangplank.
I'm not going to say that is what's happening. Of course, one thing you can note, if you're just joining us through the amazing intro video, which is Victory or Nothing, they've decided for nothing in the Gangplank category, as it's not actually evident in this game. Not banned or picked, and one of the very few times you will see that as well.
Yeah. Very
not the
true.
First.
I was expecting him to go 100% pick ban through, especially while they're playing on 5.24. Not a lot of changes in 6.1, so probably through that one as well. I was never expecting him to be ignored. So very interesting stuff, but we'll see what happens this time around anyway. But I want to go back to talking about what these lane matchups actually are, especially that mid lane. You mentioned already a little bit the Corki versus Kassadin. Is that going to demand any jungle attention on the side of Corki? Do you reckon he just got flat-out kill potential against the guy?
Corki should be fine. He should well and truly win this lane. Kassadin in a matchup like this will probably have to put 3 levels at least into the queue to get that extra magic damage shield to protect him from Corki. Of course, a lot of magic damage from what is an auto-attack-based champion.
Yeah,
because
especially
he weaves
now. Yeah.
with spells so seamlessly. The real scary factor here is if it's a Thunderlord's Decree Corki that has Gatling gun, it immediately procs it. So you're doing a lot of damage as it is, and then he's doing physical with the Gatling gun and auto-attacking for physical with bonus true damage, I believe, on top. So there's no situation where the Kassadin should be winning that lane until after level 6.
Yep, just in general, right, for a Kassadin lane.
Which is exactly right, but I would say exacerbated even more so, given the fact that it's a Corki that is super oppressive.
Yep, we are back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. There's Amy and Condi.
We're going to have a dance battle, hopefully.
Yeah, just a bit of a dance battle right now. Does seem like 80 carries at least towards the bottom side of the Rift. Condi took a little bit of damage from Amy there, but otherwise LGD have just made their way into the jungle to get some extra vision down. WE going to be answering. What? Wait.
Oh!
Okay, so 957 has paused the game saying, hang on, that ain't my base. What is that? Because he's getting very much collapsed on right now. Thinking.
Oh, yeah? That's
yeah.
Yeah, that's a position that you want to be in.
No, yeah, I was going to say probably not the position you want to be in.
No, I don't need to roll an 8-ball or anything.
No.
I think the answer's always going to be all signs point to no.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's, okay, so we've seen, let's say an aggressive invade here from the World Elite top laner. No doubt trying to place vision around the blue buff, but I don't know if he's been spotted or not, honestly. I don't think he has been, but based off all of the teleporting champions, it was very hard to tell.
That's true. There was a little bit of teleporting going on.
I don't know at which point in the teleportation they might have spotted him, but they were moving around pretty fast. I couldn't really keep up with the 4-second intervals between seeing where they were. In fact, I didn't even see 957 there until the pause started.
Maybe he just appeared there for a second or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully that the teleportation's going to help him because he's going to need to teleport a long way in order to get out of this one. May actually have to use the summoner spell teleport in order to do so. Does have the lunge, so actually could do some sneaky stuff, getting up on a wall, grab himself
he'll be out
way
perfectly fine, you would imagine. Never mind.
Speaking of which, Marin looking to pick up that kill, grabs himself first blood. There's a couple of assists there as well as Amy gets helped out. Now going to head back to base. So look, we said that there were some opportunities. 957 did use his flash, didn't use his teleport to try and get away though.
And that was his issue.
Yeah, that's his problem.
They had no disrupts for it. Let's be honest, I don't know. Let's call it greedy. I don't actually. Oh, look, I'm really confused. He was over in the side. He was invading, placing down a ward, and then we come back and he's dead. It's what happened to you, man.
Oh, and now has to go to lane without a potion against a Gnar with an extra ruby crystal.
Yeah, that's
oh god,
great.
That is not good. I can hear myself a little bit in the background here as well. This is pretty interesting. Sounding okay. No, so. Maybe. It's a bit of Inception. There it goes. See you later. I had a feeling that maybe everybody else was enjoying a bit of a double time, which is not what we want. Two Atlases. I mean, one Atlas is barely too much anyway.
Look, back into the game.
Yeah,
of course. We're not during a pause, so we don't need to keep up the quality banter.
Quality? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's true.
Remains.
That is definitely true.
957, I think, is given a helping hand to his jungler Condi, which will be very handy for Condi. Doesn't look all too great, though, for 957, who, as you mentioned, won't have the potions available.
Oh, yeah. Really nice combo there. Gets the Thunderlords off as well. LGD bottom lane. Aggressive play, but PYL takes a lot of damage from Mystic.
Yeah. Lots of trades. Back into the game. Yeah. Still hear myself.
Yeah. You sound good, though.
Quality? That's unusual. All right. It's really distracting, that's all. I apologize. Looking at this bottom lane trade, it's not that big of a deal if PYL can actually take a lot of damage level 1. He's always going to be a Braum. He's got the Relic Shield to get back in the game. But if it happens again, then you actually would say it starts to favor Mystic and Zero having the Alistar who can triumphantly roar all of his health back, whereas PYL's remain stagnant at a lower value.
Yeah, so, not to mention if Imp goes down low as well. I mean, Zero can help out Mystic.
Yeah, I mean, the thing there is, honestly, if I was World Elite, I would probably look to focus PYL a little bit more. Okay. Work around that Unbreakable cooldown, because if PYL's low, he's not going to be able to use Unbreakable to protect him. So there's this double. It's really hard to make a decision, essentially, as World Elite. Who do you go for? Positional based, though.
Well, PYL hanging around looking for a winner's bite. Doesn't find it under Zero. As Imp and Mystic just happy to farm this one out. Oh, hate it when Alistars do that. Use their Triumphant Roar to ruin CS. That gets me in lane every single time. If you're ever laning against me, just use your Triumphant Roar to screw up my farm.
Soraka healing minions as well.
Yeah, I've lost cannon minions to that. I lose a lot just to myself.
Never miss cannon minions, man.
I know. It's the worst feeling ever. Headbutt Pulverize onto Imp just to show that he can do it.
All in all, it's going to be pretty farm heavy. This is the lane that you need to keep your eye on, though. GA and Wayless. There's a lot of threat here for Wayless to go down. And GA actually, from the looks of it, having a single potion advantage, which is also used for damage, which is why GA is not keeping himself at that full health mark. He needs to use it for the poke.
It's level 5 here as well, so Wayless looking to try and grab him. Oh, what? Misses the cannon creep, and Wayless is probably done. You can see.
Wants to recall.
Yeah, wants to recall, just wants to leave.
Gave up, yeah. He's going to miss a lot of these, I will say that much. Getting close to the level 6 mark, though, here, Wayless, where the lane, you would think, starts to turn around a little bit more.
Yep.
Solely because of the fact that he can come back with his teleport, have an impact in this middle lane if GA doesn't get to recall in time, but this poke is getting obnoxious.
It certainly is. Imp in a bit of trouble here as well, trying to answer back the damage. Imp still has his heal available, not in too much trouble, but that's some nice poke damage from WE.
Very nice damage, of course. Alistar Ezreal, you can't leave your Lucian alone if you are PYL right now. You need to actually protect him. But you've got a jungler now on the flank with Amy, so...
PYL.
Amy's going in. Straight in that jungle.
Yeah, looking to try and get some vision down at least. He's going to spot Condi when he moves towards his Gromp if he does head over that way. But Condi, he's been a little bit quiet in this early game as well. And by the looks of things, he's been quiet because he's been farming like a complete beast. 30 to 17 right now, as Condi was even in the enemy jungle for a lot of that time.
Yeah, doing work here, Condi, with the farm. Needs to actually have an impact across the map somewhere now, though. You would think we'll recall before he comes bottom, just because he wants to upgrade to that jungle item. Actually get it there so he has more of an impact with his ganks.
Yep.
And a super quick level 6 from this Rek'Sai. That is a dangerous predicament for anyone. Could get caught out of position. If he uses
Condi's out-leveling 957 right now.
See that? Actually, I was going to say, using the ultimate there notifies everyone that he's 6. Which could be a bad thing. People could start to play more defensively due to being able to hear it. Everyone's kind of stuck under their towers anyway. So what is Condi meant to gank without diving? And, I mean, you don't dive in Nah. The Kassadin's not really at risk of dying either. Condi's best bet is to try and power farm.
Yeah, and follow Amy around as well. Has been keeping tabs on this Graves. Now going to eat himself a Rift Scuttler. Even going to grab some more vision out of that. So nicely done. And yeah, you're right. Oh, there's the Nara into the wall. 957 in a whole host of trouble here as Marin able to keep his back towards that wall as well. Hyper's going to go off. Mini Nara at the right time as there's the riposte. A bit of a slow onto Marin. Condi makes his way over, but a lot of pressure now out onto 957, who's so far behind in this lane.
His auto attacks are invisible.
Yeah, that'd be...
Where are you? Show yourself.
Well, the boomerang's there, but...
I wonder if that's just us. I'm assuming it's a spectator bug. Otherwise, they would have paused, no doubt. So, LGD, Marin in particular, poking out 957 with a lot of damage, although a Grasp of the Undying. Fiora, pretty good at staying in this lane if the poke comes back through. And being near Mega Gnar and not having the ultimate actually makes life easy for 957 because you can riposte the stun.
Yeah, you see, using that riposte right there just to get rid of some of this.
At least we can see that auto attack animation. That would have been weird.
Yeah, and the boulders. That's definitely handy. POL actually poking his head forward aggressively. We'll see whether Imp is going to try and get that stun in the bottom lane, but Condi looking for a gank up here in the top side. Marin goes back to Mini Nah. This might signal for Condi to come over. There's the culling in the bottom lane. Mystic under fire. Zero just tanks up that culling quite nicely, but LGD, aggressive moves.
The bottom lane of LGD find a point of power, and that's solely on the fact that there is a tier against a BF sword, and rightly so, playing aggressively, trying to force World Elite out of this lane is easier said than done when there's an Alistar to tank the brunt of the damage. Trying to poke them out was the right move. Marin could be in trouble.
Oh, uses the hop, but there's the flash on Burrow. Marin might be falling down here. The grand challenge goes off. Condi is going to grab the kill. Was about to say first blood, but of course Marin picked that one up earlier on. So evening out this lane just a little bit. 20 CS is still the hole that 957's in, but this is going to help him out a whole lot, despite the fact that Rexar was the one that got the kill.
Yeah, Condi's the kind of player that makes sure that he gets the kills. It's unique, and of course, would have been nice if the Fiora had it. Doing well, though, 957 to even be a part of this lane, given First Blood was for Marin. Had an item advantage at level 1, but still, the resilience from 957 is holding true. Gets himself back into this lane a little bit further.
Oh, Zero actually going to face check. Decent Pulverize comes out as he uses the headbutt on a minion to get out of there, but face check, never great. He's lucky to be alive, especially considering he's not yet level 6 just yet.
A lot of damage placed, and again, we spoke about the power spike that you get BF Sword against Tier Pickaxe, just the raw AD bonuses that you have, and PYL being able to proc the stuns effectively with a Lucian passive makes catching people in bushes very, very easy to do for this LGD bot lane.
Very true. Well, Wayless using his Force Pulse in order to just clear out a minion wave. Doesn't even hit GA with it, unfortunately, but this Kassadin now just keeping that farm to a pretty stagnant 20. Has been pretty similar since hitting level 6, so that's good news here for LGD, as he's going to now go back, maybe build towards that Catalyst, see whether he has enough for the Blasting Wand already.
So the cool thing about that trade we just saw from GA as well was that he only used the Gatling gun and auto attacks. Didn't use the Q, didn't need to get in range to use the Q or give way less the chance to avoid a lot of the damage. Oh my god.
Yep, PYL's dead here in the bottom lane. True Shot Barrage going to secure that for Mystic. Uses the last of his mana to grab the Braum as well. Not entirely sure how that one started, but nice play from WE to lock down that kill. You can see Amy's making his way over, but Condi already behind him. So much vision available for WE in the jungle, and it's all about Condi just controlling this area.
I think Condi wants to dive, and Amy's standing still.
Oh, so still. Now going to move.
No.
And there's the Tremor Sense, so they know what's going on. Mystic still taking some poke and doesn't have a lot of mana, so Imp is going to be okay, just holding this minion wave as well.
So that was actually great from Imp to use the culling there to try and clear the wave, to trim it back to the point where World Elite didn't want to dive. Zero took so much damage from the culling and just from trying to get there. Oh my, hello.
Yep, package delivered here into the mid lane as Wayless can't do anything back to GA. Just has to rift walk his way out. And already, I mean, that's Wayless almost sent back at this stage, which is awful. LGD moving towards the mid lane. PYL says, all right, well, bottom lane, I just keep getting killed, so I don't care. I'm just going to move over to the mid lane.
Yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine here in this middle lane. GA, even though two people have rotated their way up to pressure him. Wayless not having the best time of his life, but that is to be expected when you pick the Kassadin into an assumed Corki during that drafting phase. World Elite starting off quite strongly here.
And Marin continues to reign supreme here on the top side, but that CS gap is now shrinking for 957, who's popped the Grand Challenge. There's the Gnar into the wall as he does get the stun. Condi over, but the crush is out. Marin still has a fair bit of health. Amy's made his way over. Riposte is down. Now they're looking to try and turn this one. We'll see whether they get on top of Condi, but GA looks like he wants to try and pick up a Graves. Not going to grab it, as Amy's actually getting aggressive. We'll see whether Wayless is able to pick up anything as he gets over the top. GA is going to pick up the kill, but it's answered by Marin. Wayless here still wants to go in. That's an assist over to the mid lane, and we'll see whether he can get mid and push out this wave as well to deny even more, even out that lane.
GA absolutely misplayed in that. He used the Valkyrie to close distance in a weird angle. Condi and Wayless, they've found each other.
Yeah, Condi actually caught out of position. Man, Marin with that Thunderlord's Vigor doing a lot of work for these trades.
Yeah, LGD, they bring themselves back a little bit closer. Of course, the flash was used from GA to secure Amy, so they did get a trade in that top lane, but Wayless being there was a massive determining factor in the outcome of that skirmish. And the Kassadin finds himself with at least an assist and a nice rotation to put himself closer. Hello, Marin.
Yeah, Marin, I think, was backing. Nice little hop to get over the wall as 957 still chasing. Marin does have the flash actually available. He's wondering when to use it, not going to at all. In fact, it may have only just come up as he died.
It's not up just yet, I don't think. Very close to.
Yeah, very, very close. So Marin, a little bit unfortunate. Not going to have that, but still, 2-2-0. Not the worst start that he's had so far in the LPL.
And a different build order here from Mystic on his Ezreal, going for the Manamune before completing his Iceborne Gauntlet, which is not what we're used to seeing from a lot of these blue Ezreal builds.
No.
Lost a lot of utility here.
Oh, Amy shows himself here on the bottom side. They could hear the Void Rush, though. Doesn't want to go for the dive, knowing that Condi's hanging around. Of course, GA was moving towards the bottom lane. Looks like Wayless was able to let everyone know that...
Oh, Condi takes it all.
He does. Every time. Oh,
I don't know what his goal was there.
He was pressing recall so that no one looked at him. You know, he's like, don't look at me, I'm sorry.
But he recalled with a Cinderhulk next to him. GA again.
Yeah, going so ham onto Wayless here, who did have the Rift Walk. Does probably want to go back and grab himself the Rod of Ages now as well. 14 minutes, not that bad in a lane that's pretty awful to deal with. But still, like I said, 20 CS, the gap between these two mid laners.
You're looking at least 15 minutes now because he hasn't recalled. You would imagine needs this next wave. Knows that Corki has no mana, or misses that one.
Yep.
And one thing to note about this Kassadin, he did go 3 points in the queue, but has completely maxed out that Force Pulse now. So in a good position here, Wayless, once he gets that Rod of Ages for team fights and for skirmishes with his damage output because of the Force Pulse.
Oh, most definitely. There's also the fact that this game is looking like it's slowing down as well. I mean, it's still very, very close, only about 1,500 in favor of WE, given their kill advantage around the map. Condi as well facilitating that early lead very, very well. Exactly what his Rek'Sai generally does. Myron's still pushing forward.
He's got Amy here, so if Myron thinks that he's alone, there's a chance.
He sees the double buffs. He's like, I want this so much.
He's under the turret tanking it still.
Throws the boulder onto the Fiora. They are going to defend this turret. Myron now back into Mini-Gnar. Let's see whether he's going to continue to be just as frustrating. Amy hanging around. You can see everyone from WE moving up towards this top lane, though. Condi finds Amy.
Bottom's going to lose their turret, though. Imp and PYL are able to work around this bottom lane.
Oh, there's the flash forward from PYL. Gets the exhaust down at the same time. The stun's there. Heal is popped. I think that was probably a waste of a summoner spell, as Imp doesn't even waste a piercing light on him. They are going to be able to take down the AD carry here. He loses a bit of farm on this turret. An aggressive dive.
Very aggressive, but rightly so. They've seen them in the top side of the map, at least middle. Wayless again needs to be... Whoa.
Oh, that was a cheeky little Rift Walk, as Condi's going to knock him up. They found the Kassadin, who may need to use the flash, or may not. He's just going to use the Rift Walk. Don't even worry about it. Always cool, calm, and collected is Wayless when he's getting ganked. No
now
exception
again,
this
PYL.
time. Yeah, PYL actually might get bursted out here, as GA has got a lot of damage. Amy as well, but it's not going to be enough as GA is able to pick that one up. Myron's going to be the next target. He's going to fall. WE, Condi going to grab that. And Amy gets underneath the turret, but this is ridiculous. Wayless, he teleported in. Zero now here as well, going down low, but they're looking for GA, who's out of mana. Amy has to be careful about these auto attacks, though, as Wayless see what he can do.
Wow.
He's able to get on top, but that's too aggressive. Mystic turns up, and WE, just so much more composure.
That was very silly from that Kassadin. You do not do things like that without vision. They had no idea where Mystic was. He's already respawned. Probably assumed he was still dead based off what happened bottom before he teleported in. And just not... Cool, calm, collected doesn't give you kills, though. That's the problem. Gets out with his life, saves his summoner spells, and then readily burns them to get himself killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was talking about old Wayless. This is new Wayless.
Season 6 Wayless.
Yeah.
New year, new me.
Who needs to have 3 people to flash into before he's going to use that one.
But again, no idea what he was actually planning on.
Yeah.
Didn't know Mystic was there. Of course, a lot of the vision there didn't know there was 3 until he used the flash ultimate. But again, that's just a decision.
It's also just unnecessary. You know, that sort of play is just not something that you need to make, especially not when they're running this Kassadin comp with him being relatively far behind as well. Just a little bit of a brain fade, but Amy does have himself a Hex Drinker. Yeah. He's moving up, moving on up.
And of course, all of LGD still in a decent position here.
Oh, package delivered. Myron in trouble. The hop comes in, but he's still burning low. GA on top of him. Look at that. Rocket's going to finish it off, and that's a 3-1-2 Corki now.
The package well and truly effective one more time as LGD have put their attention towards that top lane turret, and they're just focusing on the objective game. Condi's going to be here, though.
Yeah, Condi ready to
And
move over the top. Yeah, True Shot Barrage coming down. Oh, he's going to find a decent amount of damage onto a lot of these LGD members. Nice use of the culling. Riposte not needed. 957.
The big concern is this Corki. 3-1-2 with 180 CS at 19 minutes.
Yeah.
Has his completed Trinity Force Sork Shoes. Honestly, his next buy is going to be massive towards him trying to snowball this game. Has a dagger as well. Where's he going?
That's weird. Oh, Rapid Fire Cannon.
Oh, that's
Most likely.
still a bit weird. Usually people will go Trinity Force into, say, an Infinity Edge.
Yeah, or an Essence Reaver.
Yeah.
I like Essence Reaver. Get all of that CDR. Good news. But looks like Condi and GA, they want to take down a Dragon. Don't care about Essence Reavers, stuff like that. So Dragon is going to be the option. Easily taken here at about 20 minutes into the game. That is going to be the first. Going over to WE. Blasting Wand. And that Amp Tome here in the back pocket of Wayless. We'll see what he decides to build into here on this Kassadin. Could be, of course, a Death Cap as a second item.
Yeah, there was. If he goes Void Staff, then that'd be very unusual. Look at the items across the board here for World Elite. No magic resistance. Even though his item pathing feels like it's going towards that Void Staff, you could call it desperate with his item buys. You recall with a certain amount of gold and need to buy something to make it efficient.
Yeah.
He could now be holding on to a lot of gold though without spending anything to finish a completed item so that he has slot efficiency, which means we might see him stay in this top lane for quite some time here, Wayless.
Yeah, the weird thing is, of course, that Deathcap now builds out of the components of the Void Staff.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. You can never predict it. Normally you saw the book and the stick and you're like, yeah, he wants to
probably
build
get Leandri's from that too.
Yeah, that's true.
He won't, but just so you know.
This is Wayless. He's the guy that builds Leandri's when other people don't build Leandri's.
Also doesn't go because there's no Amp Tome left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, wait, no, Aether Wisp.
Yeah, again, those items don't go into Lich Bane.
Oh,
so
yeah. Yeah, because Aether Wisp now instead of
yeah.
the old Blasting Wand. No problem. I have a feeling he will go towards something. Wait, no. Why would you get Abyssal Scepter against this comp? Probably no reason. But WE, they notice that there's a lot of people in the bottom lane. They say, well, let's just go towards this Baron. It's very early as Wayless. He's made his way over the top. Mystic might be in trouble. Culling comes in. Could be a bad choice here for WE as everyone on LGD is around. Looking to get the collapse. Don't lose anyone just yet.
Mystic has absolutely no health. Almost died to that Baron on his way out. And Zero is just as low. The fact that nobody died is the saving grace here for World Elite. But that 21-minute Baron is always a risk. And LGD spotting it, Wayless being there well and truly on time. Saves them the Baron. Gives them more than just saving the Baron and gives them a middle turret.
Yep, donated over. So there's going to be a bit back here for LGD, but still a little bit far behind. Only 2,000 gold. I was expecting a little bit more here at this stage.
Well and truly up in the air this game still, so.
Yeah, most definitely. Still an outer turret available to be taken for WE, so they could stretch that out with the standing gold.
Yeah. Just scaling across the board as champions as well, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kassadin, always going to be crazy late game. Lucian, massive late game. And Nah is just that very big relevant tank the later the game goes.
Massive AoE CC threat there as well, especially in the hands of Marin, who's able to get that Nara ultimate working in almost any situation.
But the lead being 2K with a blue build Ezreal and a Corki who's completed 2 items now is dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous to consider here for LGD because one successful team fight and the snowball is underway and then some.
Oh, there's the culling onto GA here for Imp. Condi just waiting patiently, seeing whether he overextends. He's not going to.
That was nice work there from GA. Taking as little hits from that culling as possible. Yeah, nice the Valkyrie usage.
You can see Mystic up here in the top lane has got that Mirror Mana transform, looking to try and take that outer turret down, like I was talking about. Wayless is here for the defense. POL is going to make his way over. And it looks like WE don't want to threaten this too much. They've been giving a lot of respect to LGD in this game.
Yeah.
Whenever they see extra members, we'll be there.
It's funny, the gold lead may be roughly 2K, but effective gold, if we're looking at the items that they actually have, you would favor World Elite definitely.
Oh yeah.
Ravenous Hydra and Phage and Swifty Boots are great for a Fiora. That's a big spike. 2 completed items and a Spectres. Cal is massive for a Rek'Sai.
Oh, especially when it's a Dead Man's Blade.
Yeah, exactly. They're in a great position to look to fight, and now they've grouped up as all of these members looking to siege between an Ezreal and a Corki. Their poke is beyond huge.
Yeah, Condi just showing off with how much he can tank that culling. Yeah, on the other side of the rift, I mean, they do just have now Marin picking up that Sterix gauge, which is going to be huge. Can definitely tank for a lot longer, but he's stuck in the bottom lane, trying to deal with 957 split push, who's now moving through the enemy jungle.
My concern's just way less one more time. If he has to wait for, I think it's about 2440 gold to upgrade to a death cap, if that's the route he's taking here. That's a long time, and that's a lot of money that you have to sit on before you can effectively buy that item.
Yeah, it's a big investment, but there's the flash in. P-Wheel's going so low. Amy gets destroyed first as Zero locks down that kill. And now Marin, after the teleport, it's just not enough. They destroy the turret, take down both the jungler and the support player. And LGD just waited too long.
Yeah, World Elite, again, we were talking about their spikes in power as a team comp. They found their opportunity to dive, and they took that, effectively getting themselves 2 members and that turret. World Elite extend the lead a little bit more so. And I am just impressed that Marin lived, given that he teleported in on top of all of them.
Behind them as well, yeah.
And then hopped over them to safety. So good job from Marin, making the best of a bad situation to not make it worse.
Yeah, that's probably like the boss level of Frogger that he was getting into just there. Oh, 957 actually gets stopped. Nice Thunderlords comes out from him, who will need to, I don't know, no riposte necessary from 957 this time around. Just going to head back to base.
Trying to keep his distance between the targets. He didn't see Lucian, and if an E was used at all,
Yeah,
so
true.
had to take the blind faith of the fact that he wouldn't die from it. One thing to keep in mind here is, while we have a 4.7k lead, Corki's got a package.
He does.
Sitting there under his Corki plane, the Rufflecopter.
Yep, sitting under Earth.
The Earthlecopter.
LGD with some vision in WE right now. But they've been definitely moved around the map. It does look like Wayless is deciding to go towards that death cap. Not quite there just yet, but now has a needlessly large rod. Is Condi, he's so huge. There's the package delivered. Amy gets knocked up. He's going to have to use the flash quick draws there as well, as Condi's going to get stunned. LGD still with every member alive.
Watch Marin.
Yeah, Zero has to pop the ultimate. That's going to wear out relatively soon, though, as Wayless is very tricky. Marin into this fight. Nice knock-up from Condi. Stops the full engage. Grand Challenge goes down. Nah has to be used to try and stop the engage, and there goes the Grand Challenge. Everyone on WE getting their health back. That was such a beautiful fight. GA over the top of the wall. This mid laner is going off on the Corki today. That's the ace. Cleanly done by WE. They'll go to the Baron, and I can't see LGD finding a way back in by that, after that.
That was huge from Condi. Denies Na's engage, keeps him in that Mega form, but stops him in his tracks. The Mega Gnar gets used and riposted from 957, who predicted that and dashed in to stun him. World Elite, they play that team fight impeccably, and the biggest thing was Fiora got the ultimate off. The passive on the ground keeps them all alive. We're going to see this one again. GA engages, they burst Amy out. They watch Marin on the side here. He's starting to stack up that Naba, and Condi's just such a massive tank. LGD, they get the Mega Gnar. They look for the engage, and this is where Condi says no. Stops him. That was amazing from Condi. Riposte on the ultimate as well, stuns Marin. 957 stays alive from his own passive. Ridiculous work here as the crit from GA secures that kill. And this is where LGD just well and truly crumble. They thought they had the engage, but Condi says no.
Condi's Rek'Sai is so impressive. Just ridiculous. They take themselves a dragon as well, ladies and gentlemen, as well as that Baron. So WE well and truly on top of this game. 10,000 gold is what that lead is now stretched out to. 7-1-4 on this Corki. But you just always have to look at Condi. When he gets Rek'Sai, he just looks like he's so comfortable. Knows exactly what he needs to do at each stage of the game. And you're exactly right. Talking about that last team fight, beautiful to watch. Now has himself a Spirit Visage, Warden's Mail, going towards that Randuin's Omen by the looks of things. He's going to be unkillable and able to facilitate these team fights like he does. It's beautiful to see. Still probably should have picked Gangplank.
It's almost like someone fed you that message and you said that immediately.
Yeah, that was our producer. I just like, you see, I'm so easy to control because if I hear something, I'll just repeat it.
So, look,
I'm a parrot man.
15-3 right now for World Elite. This is one of the most dire situations. The gold lead has stretched to 11k. And honestly, I don't even know if they can defend this turret. Condi's not going to take damage.
None at all.
The culling is a back massage.
Well, there's the ultimate from PYL. They're looking for the engage. Massive pulverize comes in, and PYL pays for it straight away. Marin, can they do it again? He's getting destroyed. That's just going to be a healing pad for WE as they turn this fight around. Wayless has to get back to the fountain as quickly as possible. WE break the base, and they are playing so well right now.
Team fighting from World Elite makes it nigh on impossible for LGD, even when they're engaging to win these fights. Condi's never going to die. Zero's engages are great. GA and Mystic, they're putting down the hurt. This could be the game for World Elite here.
Yeah, Nexus turrets are getting melted. Double AD's going to deal with that. Wayless wants one last effort, but it's not going to be enough. The Nexus falls down, and WE in such a dominating Game 1 take